Hello. So I picked up some Archer chain. Got a whole spool of it. 100 foot. Pretty excited. Never tried it before. This is my 350 with the 24-inch bar on it. We're going to see how many pulls it takes, and then we're going to see how well this chain does. So bear with me. This may take a pull or two. I'll be back when she warms up. Alright, let's see how she cuts. But I haven't sharpened it. That's right out of the box, right off the spool. So I'm gonna go sharpen it, and then I'll be back and we'll see how she cuts then. Today we've got our Husqvarna 350 with 24-inch bar and chain on it, and a really ugly weld on this muffler. Nice and tight. Decomp still works. So I got a brand new file. It's a brand new chain. I picked up a spool of Archer 38050, and I just made a cut with it in some extremely hard wood, and she is not grabby anymore. So we're going to sharpen it up, clean up the profile and all that, and see if we can't make it cut better. Anybody up for that? Anybody want a lesson? Would you like a lesson? I'll see what I can do about a lesson. Lesson number 1. Don't look like an idiot on camera. Oh, that must have been the other one. I put this together. That's why there's no end and start. Haha! When you make your own loops, you're not going to have a colored one unless you color it. So, if that's the case, what I do is I go between two teeth. Let me see what I can do here. There we go. So what I do is I go between two teeth, and I just file the tie straps just enough to where there's a dent. And then every time I come back to file, I'll just clean the face of it up so it's nice and shiny, and I can see it again. The way I do things is a lot of people like to do two-handed. I just don't like my chains all that tight, and it's a pain in the butt when your chain isn't like perfectly straight, perfectly square. So I like to hold it with my my offhand and file with my right hand on the left rakers and with my left hand on the right rakers. I'm short, so I can't sit behind it. I have to sit kind of like on top of it toward the front. It's a pain in the butt. I can't do this. Yeah, there we go. Is that better? That's a little better. Okay, so tie straps. See them all nice and shiny there? Yeah, kinda. Yeah, kinda. Okay. So then I start on the tooth after, not the tooth before. And I like to to feel the tooth. Like, I'm not putting a lot of pressure into it. I want to feel where all their angles are, because if you just force it in there, you could mess up all the angles, and then you're forced to go with what you've got and then have to fix it. A bunch of extra filing. So I like to feel the tooth out, and then I'll slowly add in a little pressure as I go. On that backstroke, I don't have any weight. It's just kind of doing this. You know what I mean? Eventually, that'll probably make the file go dull faster, but I haven't noticed a difference. I get, per 24-inch chain, at least a full file out of it. So that's also filing other people's chains and my other saws. But like with this brand new file and this brand new chain, by the time this chain is done, generally this file is about worn out. My experience, you know. But I like to go until I feel like it's sharp, or if the tooth was hit by something, I'll go until there's a little burr, and that burr comes off. Don't tell my wife I'm doing this on the freezer. Should be all flustered. So the way I can tell when the tooth is done is it gets really, really smooth. I'll do like an extra stroke or two once I feel it, but that's all I do. It doesn't take much. And I'm trying to follow the same angle they had from the factory. I like to run mine a little steeper, but hey man, it is what it is. I don't mind filing the chain. See, the steeper you run your tooth this way, so the more pointy your tooth gets, like this, the duller, or the faster it dulls. So you got to sharpen it more often, especially if you're in dirty wood. Like a 35-degree angle is you got to sharpen it often. 25-degree angle is about where everybody likes it, and that's kind of out of the box where everybody has it for the most part. And that seems to be the happy medium for longevity and sharpness. But if you just want to cut fast and have some fun, no. Tighten that angle up a little bit and see how it goes. Can you guys tell when it gets smooth? Shaky, vibraty, smooth. Vibraty, vibraty. Okay, I felt it. I just felt it grab the top there, the top of the plate. So with this brand new chain, the side plate profile is different than a normal round file. It's just the profile of the grinder that they use. But I just felt it grab. So now there's no space between the top plate and my file, and it should smooth out in the next stroke or two. See? Nice and smooth like. And that's what I feel for, is when it quits vibrating in the stroke and it looks nice and sharp. You know what I mean? It feels sharp. So it looks sharp and it feels sharp. And it looks like it can cut wood, and it does cut wood. I think it'd be sharp. But let me finish this up. I'll switch to the other hand so you guys can see that. Because I can file both hands. As a matter of fact, for the longest time I couldn't file left-handed. You know, and because I'm a right-handed fella, and I started just practicing. You should have seen the teeth. They're all rounded. You know, you're trying to file on your hands doing one of these, and now it's easier for me to file with my left hand than it is my right hand. My right hand is the wild hand now. Gets out of hand. But yeah, I will finish this side up and I'll bring you guys back. Alright, got that side finished up. Let's see what I can do with this side. I put this down because I don't want to scratch my freezer up too much. But not always that successful. So left-handed. Oh, another thing is, everybody uses those weird handles. I feel like this fits in my hand a lot better. And when I'm filing, I'm able to twist. And it's always being pushed on by my palm. I'm not like holding on to this round thing. I don't know. It made more sense to have a golf ball on it. But I just drill like a 3/16 hole in it, and then pretty much all the files fit in there, except for the raker file. Raker file doesn't fit in there unless you do a big hole, but that's okay. So, left-handed. Where's my... There they are. Right there. Can we see it? No? Yeah, maybe right. Left-handed. So when I'm just starting the tooth, that first stroke or two, I'm really trying to figure out where those angles are. Man. And I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. See, now I'm putting a little bit of pressure. It's smoothed out. Not so much to worry about. So in the beginning, I'm kind of pushing down just a little bit, just to get the file to sit where it belongs on the bottom of the tooth. And then I slowly bring it into the middle. And then at the very end, I give it a little bit on the up. That way I do catch that top plate, just in case I went a little bit too far on the bottom like that one. So and then when it smooths out, everything should be nice and sharp. I don't think I'm going to hit the rakers. This is my small saw, 53 cc's or something like that. But I ported the snot out of it, and now it's running a 24-inch 3/8 bar and chain. But it doesn't have the power of a 70cc saw that the 24-inch bar should have. So, I'm not going to hit the rakers. Or maybe I'll hit the rakers and do a third cut to video. I'm not really sure yet. But this is my little sharpening video. Not the best at it, not the worst at it. Probably not good enough to be a race chain, sharp-wise, but it's good enough to be a firewood chain. I can't tell the difference between 99% sharp and 100% sharp, so I'm not too worried about it. And then, if my angle's off just a little bit on a couple of teeth, you can't even tell. It gets a little grabby on occasion, but it's really not that bad. Practice makes perfect, though. There's no doubts about that. Well, I guess I'll let you guys go, and I'll come back in the next cut, for the next cut. Alright, we're back at the log. Just got done sharpening it. I'm pretty sure I just seen you guys a few minutes ago. So, let's see how easy she restarts. But there's a lot more. I don't know, which one do you think, which do you guys think is better? Before I sharpened it or after I sharpened it? It feels better in the cut now. Well, see you guys on the flip side.